Okay. So far I have a couple people wanting to show how to advertise on Facebook without spamming, how to use Canva to create pictures and memes, how to change your placement of your post on your homepage. Is there anything else? I'm actually going to be going over creating ads again and
Oh,
posting
great.
ads.
Great.
And there was one other thing. Phyllis, what else was that I said I was going to go over today?
Oh, Lord.
I thought it was posting ads. No?
Yes, okay. I know I said creating and posting ads.
Yes.
All right. And then, so if there's anything else anybody else wants to go over, let me know now before we dive into everything. Is there anything in particular that you want to go over?
I don't know if this is something to go over, but I was kind of curious. I've been trying to do my advertisement in classifieds.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we talked about it a while back about putting, all you have to do is duplicate what you have on your advertisement into states and cities.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to change anything. You could just keep putting them into different states and cities, right?
Yep. And it just depends on the format, which platform you're on. Because like US Net ads, if you type in or copy the exact same ad, it won't post it. It'll tell you it's a duplicate. So that's why I say if you can change the wording around or have a couple of different headings to go with it, to put it in there. And most of the time, if you do it to the United States, that's fine. Sometimes they won't catch it. So it just depends. And once you post it, it'll actually give you a message that says this is a duplicate ad. And then that's where you can just go in and put a different headline in or rearrange a couple of the sentences. But the classifieds for free is down. It's still been hijacked. You can't get in it.
Oh,
Don't go in there. It'll pull up a PDF file, a docu file that tells you download it. Don't. That's a scam.
Okay.
Don't do that. Do the business for free ads. That is through classified ads too, but it's the business side of it. It worked the same way as the classifieds for free, but until they get that up and running or try to get it unhijacked or find out who's got that spamware in there, don't even go on that site.
Okay.
So all of us have lost it. I had, I don't know how many ads out there. They can still see the ads, you just can't go in and post because it has been hijacked. So your ads are still out there, but once your 30 days are over, they're going to be gone. But they do have a business side. Let's see, I'll grab that for you and post that in the ad. Let's see, there it is. I'm going to post this in the chat so that y'all can mark that down. And this is the way it looks. As you can see, it looks just like classifieds for free. You're going to go in and register, put in your information. You're going to log in, and the format's basically the same. The only difference is this is for business. It's the business side of things. You'll have several different categories that you didn't have in the personals, like you will actually have a business, you actually have a side for affiliate marketing. So that works good for us because then you can actually do your wine, your coffee, your different things that do offer affiliate marketing to it. You can advertise your whole website as affiliate marketing site. And then do just your regular advertising. The other thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't give you your views. The personal, it would actually have your views here and how many people actually seen it or how many times your ad has been seen. This one, it doesn't. So if you click on your actual ad, if you want to see how many times your ad's been viewed, it'll show you the number of times it's been viewed and where it's been viewed at. So that's the only difference for this one. You still have your 30 days that you can go in and click renew ads. I'm actually having to repost a bunch of my ads. That's the wonderful thing about having your templates is all your ads are still there. This one, it has been in West Virginia under general merchandise. It's been viewed 19 times since I've put it out there. So that's the only way you're going to see how many times your ads have been viewed on the business end of it.
So how come we never started up with the business side?
A lot of people didn't know about it. I research everything. So in the free ad sites that Rory posts, he posts the classifieds for free. This is the other side of it. And they actually have it on the, or had it on the classifieds for free to do the business side. Please mute yourself if you're having a conversation in the background. It's getting on my recording. It's kind of distracting. Thank you. So yeah, so I actually research about once a month on to try to find different free ad sites. And this one was actually on classifieds for free before it got hijacked. So I think they might have had some suspicion that something was coming up, or they've had it before and I just happened to see it pop up and just never paid it any attention. But it's through the same company, but like I said, it is basically predominantly for business, but it does have the same categories as the other side of it did, the personal side. So you can still go in and do your same advertising, just make sure you pick the appropriate categories. You just got a few more on this side of it.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So that's one, and like I said, I just posted the link there in the chat, so go in there and copy that and save it so that you'll have it. And like I said, that's the great thing about having your templates is now all I got to do is just go in and grab my headlines and just basically start over. I don't have to create new ads. They're still there, and just put them in a different, you know, might update them a little bit, go in and check my pages and make sure everything's the way it's supposed to be. Okay. All right, so we'll be working on some of that today. So the first thing I want to let's talk about is some of you were talking about going on to your social media. So we're going to come here, and I'm going to go to my social folder, and I'm going to pull up my Facebook. Now, the general rule for Facebook is you want to only do one advertising for every 3 personals that you have. So you don't want to start off in the morning with advertising. You want to go in and, you know, put in a quote for the day, or, you know, just do your regular social media that you do. You know, talk about general things, you know, put different games out there, tell them about your family, you know, things that you normally would talk about on Facebook on your social media. Then for every 2 to 3 that you do, then you can do an ad. And when you do an ad, like this one, I'm just going to come here. This is Andy. This is one of my potentially new students. She's a business. Actually, she's an old friend. We worked together for years. She's getting ready to go to, where was that? She said it's another country that she's getting ready to go to for another job that she's doing, that they gave her the opportunity. So she wants to do an internet cafe while she's over there, and she wants to learn how to use her website that she has to promote it. So I'm going to be showing her how to do that, and she's thinking about getting into the wine. I just don't know if it's going to be able to ship where she's going, but I know she can do Valentis since she is opening a coffee cafe, internet cafe. She's going to be serving coffee. So so we're going to be doing, you know, different things. She's been following me on Facebook ever since we both left the job that we were at. So, but so when I'm creating this ad, I actually created a new page. This is my new Valentine's page. It's a different spin on Valentine's. I actually put in some history on how Valentine's Day started, where it came from. So I'm going to market it from a different point of view. So one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open my ad sheet. And this is the one that I have on my stick, so I'm going to have to open it from there. Thought I had it open. So we're going to go here, browse it, and I'm going to open that, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to come down here to a clean spot. If I can find one. There we go. And I'm going to type in my title was Valentine's Day. I'll change my color. All right, then I'm going to type in my headline. Okay, so there's 4. I could keep going on and on and on and on. And that's what I messed up. All right, so there's my headlines. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put a description. And my description is going to be, and I want to make that a little bit bigger. And you can do one or two things when you do your description. You can actually go back to your website and you can go to your meta description down at the bottom, where you go here and edit your snippet and see your meta description. And you can actually copy that. And then come back and you can start out with your first description as that. I don't want it that font, so let's go back to a 12. Okay, and then I can expand on it. Okay, so that's my first one, and then I'll come back and do another one. I always try to have at least 2. Got to get used to these keys. These keys are flat where my other one was raised. All right. So there's that. And then I'm going to come back to my website. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab my permalink and copy it and come back to my template. And I'm going to paste my link here. So I'll know what link is going with this. All right. And then as you create more links, you can always come back in. Like I can also put a link here if I want to come to this ad. Just scroll up and say if I want to choose one for my wine, I can actually pull one of my wine links up.
Oh, I see, and add it to that.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
I can do like here, Wine of the Month Club, and I can copy that one and bring that down. And this works great for even a wine ad. So I can put this one here. And that's why I say it's great to have this, because then I can come back later and maybe where I have Valentine's Day, I can put this as Father's Day, Mother's Day, birthday, romantic holiday, you know, any way I want to change it, but don't necessarily take this out. Just come down under your description and just add another description based on whatever holiday is or whatever idea you have, and just modify your wording a little bit.
Okay.
Then I can come back again and maybe pull up one of my clothing links, or even a decor, one of my home decor links. You know, that'll be a great thing for people to do. Holiday shopping, promotional. Here's one, promotional and seasonal, where they can go in and look at, because I'm actually going to put this on my promotional and seasonal page once I get finished with it. So I'm going to come here and put seasonal, so I know again how I'm going to be. Come on, I don't want that. It's going to do it in then. Okay, and then I'll paste that there. Then we'll move it up. Okay. Okay, so now I have 3 links that will basically go with these. And so now what I'm going to do, and I'll show you how we're going to do it on social media. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to go to my Facebook and say,
Eli,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this is a conversation we need to do when we're on one-on-one, but how do you get, or at one point do you start using social media?
From the beginning.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can use that, especially if you already have a running social media where you're already on Facebook and Instagram and any of those. If you've already been on those, then you're just adding another aspect to it. As soon as you have a page that's ready, promote that page if it's a good page, if it's one you're proud of, one you're ready to do. Just remember that when they come into your website from that page, they can see your whole website. But you want to get that traffic coming to your site regardless, especially when you get your site finished and you're ready to apply for Google AdSense. If you have no traffic coming to your site because you haven't advertised any pages, you will get denied from Google because they'll see you have no traffic coming in. So you want to make sure that you promote a page. That will also cause you to have to go in and say, hey, I got people looking at my website. What if they click on something that I'm not finished with yet, and they see something they like? I want to make sure my link's in there. So it will also spur you to go ahead and work on your site and get all your links in there. And because then you are out there for people to view. Your site is live from the minute you get it. It's just not yours until you make it yours. So as soon as you have a page that you're proud of and you're just like, hey, I want people to see this, then yes, you want to do social media, you want to do your free ads, you know, you want to do any platform you can get that page in front of some eyes.
Okay, and so do I use my personal one or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. If you have followers already, use your personal, because that's what I do. But I've also created one for business that I use just for business. That's all. I don't put anything personal on there. I just created a new page within my personal one. And then I just invited a few people over. But I also did a few promotions through Facebook to get more people to see it that was not in my sphere friends. You also want to make sure that when you are getting ready to publish on your social media, that when it pops up, you have this news feed. You want to make sure that everything goes to your news feed.
Okay.
That means that anybody that has access to Facebook can see your ad. That does not mean they can see your profile. That does not mean they can come and see your personal page. That's only for friends and family and people that you invite. News feeds allows people to actually view your ad and actually click on your links that you have in there. That does not give them access to come and read your personal information that you have with other people.
Great. Thanks for clarifying that for me.
Yeah, no problem. So, so this is the only thing I'm going to put. Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Are you ready? All right. And then you always want a photo. So I'm going to come here, go to photos. And again, I'm hopefully, let's see. And let me grab something romantic. Mhm. Got one in here with some little romance. There we go. Don't want to use that one. Nah, that one's cute. I might come back to that one. I think I went too far. There we go. That one. There we go. I'm gonna use that one. And see, that one has my logo on it, and I can actually pull another one. I think I'm gonna get another one too. I'm gonna get one more. Get one with some chocolate in it. Where's one with some chocolate? I still might use that one. I kind of like that one. But I know I got another one somewhere here. They didn't all come over. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in and play with this again. It didn't pull all my templates over, all my logos over. So we'll use this one. No problem. Okay. So then I want to make sure it goes to my news feed and to my storyline. And then that way all my friends and families can see it. This one goes to the public, and then I'm going to post it. Okay. Then once it posts, I'm going to come down here and say, and then I'm going to come to my template and pull up my link. You always put your link in your comments. Do not put your link in your actual post. And the reason you want to do that is because if you have your link in your post right here, it'll go only on your friends and family link. It will not get placed on the news feed. And you want to make sure it goes on the news feed. That's why you put it in your actual comments for your link. Never put a link here unless you're just going to your home page where it's your friends and family. If you're going to the news feed, you cannot put a link inside your
Sheila,
actual
it's okay
post.
to have it embedded in the picture, though?
Yes, you can have it. This is just a photo, so you can have your link like right here. Here's my wine meme. It's got my logo. This one has a logo. So that's fine. That's considered a picture. As long as you don't have a physical clickable link in your post, you're fine.
Okay, thanks.
And you always want to make sure that you have a picture, a feature image associated with what your page is about. I've actually selected this one as my feature image that will show up on my all throughout my social media. So even if I posted this on my Instagram, that picture will represent this page. So that's the other thing, is you want to make sure that there's at least an image in your picture or in your page that you're publishing that will represent your feature or will represent your page adequately. So that's how you would do that. Then later on today, I'll come back in here and I'll post something, like I might come back later today and talk about how, what happened with us on our water heater incident last night. Or talk about our class reunion that's coming up this spring, if anybody's got any details, things like that. Talk about, things that just day-to-day things that I normally talk about here on my Facebook with my family, friends and stuff. So that's how you want to do social media. Instagram's the same way, Twitter's the same way, Tumblr, any kind of social media platform, this is how you would do it. Advertising on advertising sites is completely different, but this is how you get away from not spamming people on your social media, is you still do your regular social media talking, posting every day, but you only want to do an ad, one in the morning, one in the evening, and then throughout the day, make sure that you're interacting with your social media platform on a personal basis. Don't just go on there every day and post ads. Even if you have groups, like I am actually in different groups. And I do the same thing. Like I'm part of this drink wine group. I don't drink wine, but they have some great information. I post my wine and dine on there. They do have a monitor, so you have to get approval. So my wine and dine, I usually post it on Monday. By Tuesday at night, they have it approved so they can go in and look at it. But there's different places you can go in groups and just look in your groups in Facebook and see if there's things that you would be interested in, and click to join that group. Sometimes they have questionnaires that you fill out, but just make sure that if you join these groups, that you're actually going to participate in the group, that you're not just using it for advertising, because they will kick you off. So everybody in this group knows that I'm looking for research on wines, different things, and every once in a while I'll post something out there about a new wine. Like I did my video for my box opening, which I think turned out great. And I put it on my direct sellers, but I also put it in this wine group, and I also put it in this business group. This is a great one. It says promote your business. Everybody needs to go on there, because this is a great place to where you promote your business. I put a page on there about every 2 weeks, and just there's a monitor. I can't remember what his name is. He's very good. It usually takes about 2 days to approve your ad, but it's exactly that. This is a place that you can promote your ad. You don't have to do any type of social networking. You don't have to do, any kind of personal stuff. This is strictly for business. And it says promote your brand. And that's what people do. They come in there. These are people that's trying to get their stuff off the ground, and you can come in here and literally post whatever you want to post. Just make sure it's clean to the point. You don't want it to have a lot of different things in there. And you do it the same way. You post what your product is, you post what it's about. If you have a video, you can put a video in there and put your links for people to come in and look. And he usually, like I said, takes him a couple of days to approve it. But once he does, then it's out there for everybody on this group to see. So it's a great place. But just look in some of these groups and see if you're interested in them. Just make sure that you are interested in them, and it is something that you're going to be working through, that you're actually going to be participating. Don't just go in there to advertise. Let's see. All righty. Yeah, and I post to several different places. I have several different ads. I don't have them all here because I'm having to go through and try to find out what all my passwords are. So, but yeah, I post to several different places. That makes it easier. That way, whatever happened to, like with the original Classifieds for Free, I lost thousands of ads on there, but I also have them on US Net ads and all the Canada ads, all the European ads, classified ads. I have them out there. I still have some, in my Pinterest pinups is still there. Where else do I have them? Good gracious. My Craigslist ads are still there. My Facebook ads are still there. My Instagram, Twitter. So all of my other ads, it's just the easiest one, is the ones that are gone. But I still have just as many ads on the other ones. But you still need to do more. Do as many as you can. Like Paul was saying the other night, it's 50, 25, and 25, 50% working on your website, 25 doing your V-marketing if you're into V-marketing, and then 25% advertising. That doesn't mean you sit down for 25% of your day to advertise. That just means if you get a spare second, or a couple of minutes, sit down and pop out a few ads, pull up your template, pull up your ad site that you're going to be using, and just, key off a couple of ads. Just makes it that much easier throughout the day. Same thing with your V-marketing. If you don't have 20 minutes to sit down at one time, if you got a couple minutes, send out 2 or 3, and then come out another day, another couple hours later, and send out 4 or 5 more, just whenever you get a chance. And a lot of people I've been seeing on the evolution group where you're being kicked off of Google Voice for your ad, for your V-marketing. Like I said, it's very important that you use that Google Voice for other things besides just your V-marketing. You know, give that number out to friends, to family. You know, text your students on there, or text, you know, your parents. You know, if they're still here, text your kids and say, "Hey, I'll be texting you every once in a while." I actually have a couple of my accounts on there that I've set up that they'll call me every once in a while, say, "Hey, we got a new promotion going on," or ClickBank calls me on it all the time, trying to get me to sign up for it. But that shows activity on my Google Voice account. So, you know, I have it as a backup for my bank system, you know, so that I can get a text message from there. So use it for other than just that, and I promise you, you won't get kicked off if they see activity other than just you out there posting those ads. So, you know, that's one way to keep from getting kicked off, and try to stay within the 30 amount text that you send out a day, especially if you're going to sit down and do them all at one time. You can probably get away with doing more than 30 if you spread it out throughout the day. But just to be on the safe side, I would try to stay within that 30 text messages a day. Okay. All right. So that's how we post ads. And same thing if I go here to the classifieds or the business. This is the business ads for Freenet. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go post an ad. It automatically defaults to the United States. And I'm going to pull up my template. And I'm going to do this one first, since I know it's basically history. And I'm going to put my headline in. And see, this one actually has the category affiliate marketing, but I'm going to do it under, like I said, I always start out with an easy one. Either free stuff, but this one is not free. So I can either do it as general merchandise or miscellaneous if they have it, which they have both of these. And then I can also always come back later and post it under gifts and novelties as it gets closer to the 14th. So you have several different places depending on how I want to market it. If I want to do something different, it just depends on, you know, how I word my ad, I should say. So this one I'm actually going to do on general merchandising. I put my contact number again. I always put my Google Voice number there, and I do get phone calls. I never put price, model, or anything like that. I do get messages left from people that say, "Hey, can you send me more information?" I add them to my my personal, what do you call it? This right here, Trello, as a contact. So they have, you know, so I have them. I can come back and, you know, drip on them later. So then I'm going to come here and get my, actually, I'm going to pull this one, copy that, put that in my description. This is one of the ones that actually allows you to put your link in your description. Some of them will not let you put your link in the description without charging you, so be very cautious of that. If you get to the end of post and they say you owe, then that means more than likely they want to charge you for your link being in your actual description. So always double check that to make sure that that is not part of it. And then I'm going to come here and just choose some pictures that I've already added. So I'm going to grab this one, since this one is part of it. And let's do another one. Do I have another one that's pretty romantic? This one advertises dating, so we can put that in there, I think. We'll use that one towards the end if I don't see another one I like. This one's cute, but doesn't have a logo on it, so I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to put, that one doesn't either. I have to go back and fix that. That's okay. So I'll put this one. Should be good. All right, so then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to click post my ad. All right, so then it's going to show me what my ad looks like. It's showing me the wine. And then I'm just going to go and post another ad. And then from there, I'm just going to come here and start selecting my states. I'm not going to really change anything here. I might come back later and put a different picture if I want to. Once I upload some, then I'm going to just go down. And you want to make sure that the states and countries that you're choosing, your product can actually be shipped there. So you don't want to choose a country when you know for advertising, when you know for a fact that they can't get your product. So I know the ads that I used in my actual letter or my actual post is that it's only available in the United States. So there's no need for me to post in a different country for them. So then I just, and see, this tells me where I was at. So Arkansas was my last one. So I just start California, post, and this is all you do. You just keep going until you get all the different ones. And if this is all the time you have for, say you only have 10 minutes and you're like, okay, I've gotten to Colorado, you know, I'm going to do Connecticut, and say, okay, I got to go do something. So then you just make a note, hey, I got to Connecticut. Okay, and since you have your template, you know what you use, you know your headline, and then you can always come back and start again. Just pick up, grab your template, and keep going for the next one. And then if you wanted to, like I said, you can always come back in and say, hey, I want to change some pictures in here. Then all you would do is just come in here and delete your gallery. Just delete the pictures in your gallery. Not down here, just the codes that are here. Then you can come in here and choose a different picture. So this time I want to come here and choose this picture, and then maybe choose this picture, and then maybe just choose my logo. All right, and then just keep going. Just come back up here and say post an ad. All right, and we just reposted it back into Connecticut, which they frown on, but it's okay. I forgot to change my state. So, but now I posted that ad, so then I just come back to Delaware, but now my ad looks kind of different because I got a different set of pictures in there. So now I have these pictures still on the same topic, and then I just keep going. Delaware, District of Columbia, and you can do that throughout the whole thing. You're like, okay, I'm ready to change my pictures. So you can go in and change pictures, and like I said, you can always come back. So we're going to do Florida. And click, and then you get through all the different states. Once you get through that, and like I said, if you have to step away, just write the state that you were at, and keep going. And then say you come back later and you log in, and all you have to do is pull up your ads, and it shows you your ads that you were at. And say if you don't really feel like going back in, then you can come here and copy all your information that you have here, or just look at it, and then you just go to post an ad. And so you can refresh your memory and say, okay, that was the February 14th. So you know which one that you actually posted. And you can come back in and say, okay, I stopped at Florida. And then you just go to post an ad. And again, you would just come here and select your next one, which is Georgia. Then you would pull up your template, and you would grab your ad headline, post it in, and you just fill out everything that you had. You were in general merchandising. And like I said, I always put in my contact, my Google Voice number, and then you're going to come back to your template. That's why it's great to have a template. Choose the same one, and I use the same one until I get through all 50 states. I don't change it until I finished all 50 states. And then you're going to come back in, and you're going to, again, go back to your template. You're going to pull your link that you had.
Hey, Sheila, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
So you created this advertisement, right?
Uh-huh.
And say, for example, you forget to say click on something. Say you forgot to put in your pictures or you forgot to put in a header. How do you correct that?
Well, it
After
won't let you go. It won't let you post it without a header. It'll let
Okay.
you post it without a picture. But say like we come here and post an ad and I didn't put any pictures in it. Okay. So
Uh-huh.
then what you would do is you would go to My Ads. And you would click on this edit pencil, and it should let you go in and edit. Down at the bottom, you see it says no images, so you can actually come back in and choose your images that you want to put in.
Okay.
Sheila, how often do you recommend changing the pictures, Sheila?
Usually, I don't
Couple of
change
weeks
them.
or, okay,
No, you don't need to. Once you got it posted, you don't need to change your images.
great. Okay.
Yeah. You only need to really change your images. Like I said, once you go in and change your ad, or change your description, then I would change my image. But if you're using the same one, then I wouldn't necessarily change it. I'm only doing this to show you how you can if you wanted to,
Okay.
but you don't have to. So let's pick a different where. Let's do this couples one again. So then you can come back here and go down to the bottom and hit update. And then you can come here and then you'll be able to see how it looks. And then just go and renew your ads. And then everything should be there as you need it. So then I can go back to my ads. And then it's probably going to be on the last page since I updated them. So we'll go to the last page and there they are. So then you can look at the one and see that we changed the ads.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. So that's how you go in and use classifieds for free, or the business for free ads. And you would do the same thing with the USNet ads. You do the same thing for any of the other ad sites that you have access to. Okay, now for the pictures, yeah, the pictures, I just got my pictures from Google Images. So I just say you have a topic, and like we're going to do Valentine's Day. I'll just do Valentine's. Okay, let's do Valentine's Day. And I just want to do images. So then you can go to images, and as long as it doesn't have a watermark on it, and a watermark is anything that distorts the picture to where you don't have a clear focus of your picture, then that's what you want to use. You can use it. Like this is a great one.
That's nice, yeah.
So we can use this, and I just do this, save image as, and you always want to do save image as, and the reason you want to do that is because then you get to choose where you want to put it.
Okay.
So I want to go to my Dropbox, and I'm just going to create a folder. Let's create a new folder, and I'm going to type in Valentine's and romance. All right, and we're going to open this folder, and then I'm going to name my picture. And then that way I know what it is. It's Love with Flowers. This is a really cute one. Do the same thing, save as. And once you're in a folder, as long as you don't close out and come back in, that same folder will pull up. And then this one, I'm going to put tunes. And this is just for me. You can name your pictures anything you want to. See, this will be a great one to use for Canva, because then you can, and I think I might use that one. Got to be great, because then here, because it's blank, you can actually incorporate all kind of different sayings. You can put images under there. You can put your own image in there. So it has great. Oh, this is adorable. Oh, here's one too. I like this one. Again, we can do romance and wine. Um, let's see. And I try not to use things with actual people if I can help it, you know, silhouettes, cartoons, things like that. Things like this I like to use. This is great. I like to use that one. Here's another one that's kind of blank. That'll be great to use for Canva to create your own meme. Okay, so that's how you can use that. You know, that's all I do. So now whenever I get ready to post my ads, so then I come back here and I don't necessarily have to post an ad. I come back, you know, just go act like I'm going to post an ad, click on post ad, come down to the bottom and just upload where it says choose a file. Then I'm going to choose my Valentine's romance and just click it and then hit upload image. And then there's my image that I can use. So that's how you add your images here. Again, you don't want to duplicate your images. You just want to make sure that if you have an image there, that it's there for you to use. But then you can always come back and they're there for you to use for other ads. Try not to duplicate it because it will get kind of full, then it'll make it run slow. So if you can, make sure that if you're not using one at any particular time, or you notice that you haven't used it for a while, just hit this little trash can right here and delete it. It just deletes it out of this particular program. It doesn't delete it out of your computer. So it's still in your file that you created. It's just not in your ad profile. So, which is good. You don't want to clutter it up. You can always go back and retrieve it if you want to use it again. So that's the way to, you know, to keep this clean and to be able to make it run functional. Okay. So that's to cover. So we covered our Facebook and spamming, creating our ads. So now we're going to go to your page. And so what I want to do is I want to add this page to my menu. So now I'm just going to come here to Appearance and I'm going to go to Menus. Okay, and over here on my menu, it shows me I have it set to where it's under my recent or my most recent pages that I've added. So I'm going to click on Valentine's Day history, and I'm going to click add it to my menu. All right, so then it's going to add it to the very bottom of my menu structure. Okay. And I'm just going to get down to the bottom and I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drag it to my promotional page. Promotional and seasonal. And Halloween. So I'm going to put it right here. And then I actually need to fix that. So then I'm going to go back to the bottom. I'm kind of sort of in the middle. And I'm going to click Save Menu. And once this finishes turning, it's going to tell me my menu is saved. My menu has been updated. So then I'm going to come back to that promotional page. And make sure I want to make all this bold. I forgot what my title was. So even I make mistakes. I meant to write my title down. Oh, St. Valentine's Day History. That's what it was. Valentine's Day History. That was it. Okay. So now there's that. So now it's all caps. And so now when then let me update this again since I changed it. Save my menu so it changes my menu. So now that's saved. So now when I go back to my website and go to my promotional and page promotional category, there's my Valentine's Day. And I just click on that and there it is. So I actually need to go in and edit this page. And I'm going to edit this. Well, actually, I can leave it like that. But usually you want to leave your title in caps. I didn't put it in caps this time. I actually put it in a combination of upper and lowercase. But usually you want to put your title in caps. I didn't. I'm going to leave it like that. Be fine. So that'd be fine right there.
Sheila, that's your homepage, right?
No, this is my this isn't my homepage. This is the page that I actually just finished creating.
And that goes into your list of pages, right?
Yeah. Yep. I just put it in my website. I put it in my menu. So I actually moved it from a floating page. I actually put it in my menu structure. So there it shows right there.
Okay.
So when they click on that, then it takes them straight to the page I want them to go to. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit this page. And I'm going to put down at the bottom, I'm going to add a heading. And I'm going to, this is great. They've actually changed it where you can do colors now for your heading. So I'm going to customize color because I want it red. So we're going to go to customize. It's more orange than red. There we go. I want to get red. Okay, and let's see. Okay, and so then I'm going to come here. Okay, and so then I'm going to do an internal link right here. Again, I'm just going to go to my, I usually have 2 pages open. I'm going to grab my link right here, copy, go back to my page, do a link, type in the internal link. You don't have to open it in a new tab because it's going to go right back to your page, but I always do, and just hit apply. I want to hit bold. So now there's my internal link that is going to take them here to my page, and then I'm just going to update. So now this page is linked. Or this particular thing. So if I want to come back in here and say, do I do another page for Valentine's Day or another page for shopping or gift ideas, I can actually come back in here and put another paragraph and do another internal link that's going to send them to that page. Or I can just do an external link and send them directly to my offer page. So it really depends on, again, what your paragraph is saying, how you're wording it, and what the result you want it to be. So, so let's see what we have in our chat, and then I'm going to go to the next one. Okay, will do. All right, so now let me update this, make sure I always try to hit update a couple of times before I leave. So now about your post. So you're going to go to post and you're going to view all posts. Now, say, as you can see, I have my thank you page as my sticky page. And the sticky page means that no matter how many posts or new pages or new posts that you create, this particular one will always be first. And I've made it that way because I want people to, when they key in just my website, my 5E95 or Shop with Mama Chief, they pull up my thank you page because it's thanking them for visiting my site and that I hope that they come back because I'm always adding more stuff. So I always want to make sure that they have sticky. And the way you do that is you're just going to click on your quick edit. And on any page, you just click on quick edit. And over here on the side, right beside where it says published, it will have this make this post sticky. And if it's your one post that you want to always represent your website as your home page, that's the one you want to make sticky. You can change it at any time, but this will always be your first on your post when people pull up your website.
Oh, that's great.
That makes sense?
I like that, yes.
Yeah.
Can you have more than one?
No.
Okay.
A sticky means that it's going to be the first site, so you can only have one first. So, but like I said, you can always come in and change a sticky if you want to. Yeah. How are you? So you can always come in and make and change it, but just remember to remove your other sticky first before you choose another one. Now, as far as saying you created one, you're just like, okay, here's my website. And this is my first one, but I don't want this other one to be my second one. I want it to be my third one. Then what you have to do is when you go to your post, you actually have to look at the dates and the times that those posts were created. And that's what you have to change. So if you look at this one and say, hey, I want my weight loss one to be right after my my thank you page, then you have to look at the dates, and you can do this under quick edit. So you look at the date and the time, and then if your other one, that's your second one, has an earlier date and time, then you have to choose which one. It's all according to your date and times. So just, you have to record your dates or open, like I said, have 2 different pages up, open your post, and then you can do the same thing. Do a quick edit of the other one, and then just compare them and see which, well, actually, I didn't want to do that. I want to do a quick edit, but you can do it there too. And then you can, pull them up. So this one was November the 11th, 2015. This one was April 26, 2018. So the 18 should be first, the 15 is going to be last. But if I wanted the one that was done in November to be first, then I would have to change this date to a date that's before this one or after this one. So it would actually have to be April the 28th, 2018. Then that will put that post before the other one. So that's the only way you can go in and actually manually change those posts showing up on your page. You actually have to change the dates. Does that make sense?
And you should do that for Google AdSense too.
Yes, you shouldn't have. Yeah, you shouldn't have any date on your website prior to your date actually starting your website. So if you got your website in 2018 or 2019, you shouldn't have any date in your website on any of your page that's prior to the date that you got your website. Because Google will see when your website was assigned to you, and they will see these dates, and they will automatically reject you because they're thinking that you have a copy. So you always want to make sure that when you go in and you are doing a page and you've edited it. So let's go back to this, and we're going to do a regular edit. So if you're in edit mode and you just finished editing this page and you have everything complete, you have it the way you want it, go over here to where it says publish. Make sure you're in document, and the way you go from block to document is just click anywhere outside of a block. It will automatically put you back into document mode, and then you're going to go to your publish, and you're going to click on the actual date, and it will pull up a calendar, and that's where you go in and change this. So you always want to make sure that it's a prior date or a date corresponding with whatever date you got in. Now, say today is today's January the 4th, and it's at 2:19. If I'm not paying attention to this time, and I put January the 4th, and this was 12, or say this was at 3:45 p.m., and I didn't change this time, it would put this as a future post, and it would not post it until that time came up. So you want to make sure that you are very cautious when you go in and change these dates, that if it's on the same date that you are changing it, always look at the time, compare the time to your computer to the time that's showing up here, and make sure that they're corresponding. If this times here is not the same as this, say, like I said, it's after this time, then it's going to put it in future, and it won't show up until after that time has expired. So just make sure that you are doing that. And if you haven't done it before, and you're like, man, I've never done that before, and all your dates are changed, do not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not go back and change all your dates to the same day. That's another red flag for Google. They will think again that it's a copy or a duplicate site. So make sure you have random dates in there. If you do happen to sit down, within a weekend or whatever, that's totally different. Because that's what I did, but my times are all different. But if it's something that you've not done before and you've already done a couple pages and they still have the original dates in there, try to think back to as close to the date that you finished them and put that date in there. But don't go through your website and change everything to the same date. That's a red flag for Google. Okay. Does that answer your question about how to get your?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So that's how you would go about changing your, and this is only for your home page. Your home page is the only one that shows multiple web pages from your website. It is the only one because it is done a little different. The other ones are individual pages, but your home page is the only one that is an individual link, and you can put multiple pages. Now for Google AdSense, you want at least 2, preferably 3, on your home page that you have there. And it can be anything. Some people actually switch them around. I think I have 4 on mine. So it just really depends on how you want to promote your page, on what you want to put there. Some people swap them out. I think Miss Tony, she comes in and she changes hers based on her holidays, which is totally fine. You can do that. It's just, again, it's a personal preference on how you want your website to appear. And again, if it's something for the holidays, and you change it for like for Valentine's Day, you want to make sure that that's a sticky, that you put that as a sticky so it
Right.
shows up. And because you are changing it for a specific reason. So make sure it does show up sticky so that when they do come to your website, they see your promotion that you're promoting for that particular month or that particular holiday.
Are you limited to how many categories you can have, Shalia?
No, but again, for Google AdSense, you don't want to bombard it. You don't want to have a ton of them. I actually have too many, to be honest with you. But Google approved me with this many. I haven't added any more. I think the last one I added was my promotional and seasonal. If you absolutely don't have any, you create a page and you don't have any categories that that page will fit in, just make sure that if you do create a category that you do have other pages that can go in it. You don't want to create a category and you got only have one page sitting in there.
Gotcha.
So if that's the case, then leave it as a floating page. That's why we have that search. So people can come in and search website based on key phrase, based on ideas or whatever they're looking for. It's okay to have pages that are not in your category. It's actually good to have pages that are not in your menu.
Is there a limit to that? How many floating pages you can have?
No, you can have as
Okay,
many pages in your website as you can think of. Yeah, you just don't want to have everything in your menu structure. It gets too busy, it gets too crowded, and then people will not search your website. And that's the key thing, is your clicks. You want those clicks. You want people to search your website, just like they search Google. You want them to come in and utilize your website till its potential. You don't want everything to be right there for them to click. The categories are great because that gives them some ideas of what's in your website, and you do want a few of them in there. 5, 6. Some people have up and that they can get in here, but I wouldn't put more than that. And you, like
You
I
just
said,
want to tease them a little bit.
exactly. You want to give them some ideas. Hey, if they got this, do they have this? Let me go search their website and see what they have, and see if it's there. You don't, because Google doesn't like clutter. But they want it to be concise. They want it to be clean. And they want to make sure that you do have relevant material in your website that people can search for. If everything's right here within a click, Google doesn't like that either. They want people to actually be able to come here and say, hey, I searched this website and found this. So you do want floating pages. You do want stuff in your menu. Your menu structure should be relevant stuff that you want people to have quick access to. And that's usually like your anchor offers, or your financial offers that we have, things that you want people to make money with quickly, or that they can see readily available. Your other sociable things, your feel-good pages, things like that, those are pages you want to float, and then you can swap them out back and forth. Just because it's a floating page this month, maybe next month you want to swap out something that's in your menu and put it, take it out of your menu structure, make it a floating page, and put one of your newer pages in that category. So your menu structure can change. I wouldn't change your category so much, but the pages that are in your categories, you can change them out. That's totally okay. And it's, a lot of us do that, just periodically go in and, place one page for another one. Just because it's not in your menu structure does not mean it's not in your system. It never leaves your system unless you take it out totally, like put it in draft or just remove the page. As long as it's still in your page and active and published, people can find it. It doesn't have to be in your menu structure for them to be able to get to it. Does that make sense?
How about if you put a page in more than one category? Is that okay?
Yes. I wouldn't put it in more than 3 though, because then Google will think that you are misleading people by saying you got more pages than you actually do. So I know I think the Bitcoin was like in 3 different sections. That's fine. I wouldn't do more than 3. And you don't have to repeat the page. I had one person that was on the Skype chat was thinking that they had to copy and paste another exact page. You don't. You're just copying your title. The page is the same. So all you're doing is just moving your title into your category, your menu structure. Your pages follow category. Your page follows your link. So you don't have to make multiple pages to get it in multiple categories. You just have to put your link in multiple categories and the
Right.
page follows.
Okay,
Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't do more than 3. 3 is the max because you want to make sure. And if you do put it in 3 categories or, at least 3 categories, make sure that you have more pages that they can research or look for. You don't want to have, like 100 pages in your website, and in your menu structure, you got, 4 or 5 different categories that's got the same page in it. Google frowns on that because they're saying that you're misleading people by saying you got tons of material and you don't. You're just repeating the same material in different categories. I think I only have mine in 2, just to be on the safe side.
okay. All right, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. So does that cover how to move your post in your homepage? Is that cleared up pretty good? Let's see what's in the chat.
Yes, great, great.
Oh, Sheila, I have a
Uh-huh.
question.
Yes.
I know, and I'm truthfully, I'm struggling with this stuff, but I know posts and pages are different.
Yes, ma'am.
So posts, and I in the where it shows, what is it, your dashboard, where it shows how many posts you have.
Yep.
How many posts are you required to have?
Posts, you should, for Google, if you're applying for Google AdSense, you need at least 3. 2 to 3 for Google. Let me go ahead and clear that up, because depending on what platform you are determines what post and page means. For our website, post goes only into the home page. So anytime you go up here where it says new and you create a post, know immediately that's going to be on your home page. You cannot index it into a category. It stays on your home page. That's why a lot of us, when we create new pages, because then we can manipulate where that page goes. We can leave it in our system and let it be a floating page, or we can actually place it in a menu structure, or make it into an actual category page if we want to. If you do a post, you cannot do that. It stays on your home page as a post, and that's the only place it can show up. Now,
And you
go ahead.
You need to date it before the one you have on there now, if you want that one to stay for now.
Yes. If you want it to be the first page, say like you created a new post and you're just like, hey, I want that to be first, then it will be, because it's reverse chronological order on a post. So anything that you create going forward on a post will always be first, unless you've designated one to be a sticky post. Then that one will be your first one always, and then the new one you create will fall up underneath it.
So
Now, if you want to just take that sticky off if you want to make another one the first one.
Yes.
And put that one the sticky one.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. It'll
Okay, go ahead.
become the first page, though, if it's the newest post.
Yes. The
Okay.
newest post will always be first.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead. What was your other question?
Okay, so the posts that we put in our homepage, we should have at least 3, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so would those be your anchor posts? Anchor?
They can be anything you want. I would not put your anchor post or your anchor offers as a post. You can, but make sure you also have them in your pages, because they are in your category structure.
Okay.
They're in your menu structure.
Right, I have mine there, but I was trying to get this post requirements.
Yeah, the posts, you need at least 3. They can be anything. Now for Google AdSense, and this is just me, because like I said, I've had Google AdSense almost from the beginning. You don't want anything on your post that is not user friendly for any age. So I wouldn't put wine on a post.
Okay.
Because if anybody comes to your website, that is basically an age-related category or an age-related topic. You have to be 21 to get it. Same thing with your coffee. You have to be 18 to order the coffee. So you want something on your post that is age appropriate, that if somebody happens to see it, it won't be offended or offensive to anybody, or can cause potential, legal issues. So that's why I don't have wine on mine, and you don't need to. Not saying that you can't get approved for it, but they will kind of look at it and go, how could this potentially be a problem? So that's why I don't put wine on my home post, my homepage. I put that in my categories. And you will see most everybody of us have that. Now, that doesn't say that you can't write a page in there as another topic and have wine as a mention on your homepage, but I wouldn't dedicate a page exclusively to wine and put it on your homepage.
Okay, so I had created another post and it came out right, but on the page it goes to the top. But when I look at my posts, I have two. One of them is my homepage, which is a post.
I lost you. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I was explaining about the two posts that I have. I created one, but then there's one on there that is my homepage as a post.
So you have two. So if you go to so you have two here. So if you scroll down, there's actually two different ones here. Don't look when you go to your dashboard. This is just information at a glance. If you actually click on this, it will tell you here, this is what you need to look at to see actually how many you have here.
Okay, but I'm talking about the posts.
This is the post. You have under your dashboard, you actually have a line that says post. If you click on that, that will tell you how many pages you have on your home page.
Right. So it says, okay, for example, I have 146 pages.
That's your pages. That's totally different from post.
And then I have two posts that have a little stick by them.
Yep. So if you click on that word post with that pin on it, it will open a page that looks like this.
Right. Okay.
And that tells you how many actual posts you have on your home page. So if anybody clicks on whatever the title of your website is and comes to your base page, they should be able to see two different ads on there.
Okay, so I'm confused on this. I have one on there. Okay, the one I created. I created a post, and it is published, and it's on my homepage.
Right.
So then if I go down, it says Cats Online Shopping. That is also titled as a post. Is
Yes.
under my.
Yep. And that's the thing, is on your home page, and it's the only place you'll be able to see it. You can put multiple posts that show up on the same page, but they are still individual pages. They're just on your home page.
Okay. So
they're not concurrent pages. So if they click on that title for the one you created, it goes straight to just that page.
Okay, so how do I get that one post below my Cats Online Shopping? That's the home page.
So you want Cats Online Shopping to be the first one?
Yes.
All right, so then what you need to do is you're going to go to your dashboard if you're there, and it should look like this. And you see right up under Home and Updates, you should have the word Post.
Okay.
And you want to click on All Posts.
Okay.
And then that's going to show you your pages or your titles that is on your home page. So
Right.
you want to go to the one that says Cats Online Shopping.
Click on the box or the,
You want to click on where it says Quick Edit.
okay,
All right, and then look to where it says on the far right-hand side, and it should say Status. It shows Published.
right,
You see right beside there where it says Make this post sticky?
okay.
Click on that and then hit Update.
Okay, so anything that I post on my homepage will go underneath it.
Yep, from now on, as long as you have that posted as sticky, anything that you put as a post now will go up underneath that one. That one will always be first.
Okay, okay, it did do that. Awesome.
Yep.
So when I do I do the post on the homepage for the homepage, and I say, okay, I want to change out a post. Can you change out a post?
Yeah, so now if you want to create a new page, then all you have to do is go to New and create a page. Now you cannot move a post to a page. You actually have to copy it into a page.
But I mean, if you want to do another post.
So if you don't want to do another post to say, hey, I'm tired of I don't want to do another post, my home page is set, then all you would do is come up here to where it says New and click on the word Page.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the post. You're saying you should have at least 3.
Yep, so then you do the same thing. Just click on where it says New and click on the word Post, and it opens up a brand new page. But it will, instead of saying Page, it will actually say Post at the top. So if I'm coming here, it should, when I start typing, it's going to have Post instead of Page.
Right. Okay. So say a couple of weeks down the road, I want to do another post. Can I remove one? I can remove one of the posts that I have there and put another one in?
No. If you remove it, you have to delete it, or you have to copy it and put it into a page. That's the only drawback to writing post on homepage. That's why I said on your homepage, you want to make sure that the ones that you put there, you're not going to be changing out because they stay. You can't put them anywhere else. That's the only place they will show up.
Boy, they.
Yep. So that's why we always do pages, because then your pages you can intermingle in your menu structure. Your home page is kind of set. So if you do a post, that's where it stays. You can't put it in an index. You can't put it in a category. It's a page in your system, but that's the only place it will show up is on your home page.
Okay. So another question. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Go ahead.
So if I put that post in, so now I don't really want it in there, but I want to turn it into a page.
So if you want to put it into a page, then what you would do is, this is where you would do, you would actually do you would open up 2 tabs of your page, and then you would come to where it says New and have Page, and you would open up a blank page. Then you would go to wherever your post is, and you would say I want to do this one, and you would come here to where it says Edit, and this one's one I was going to start. And so then what you would do is you would copy your title. Always copy your title first, and you would go to the new page and then put your title in. And then all you would do next is you would come, and whatever your body you would have here is you would copy your body and then go to your new page and copy your information that's there and paste it in here, and then just follow your SEO. Put in your key phrase that you had there, put in your meta description for your snippet, open that up, put everything in there that needs to go in there. Don't do your slug. That comes in whenever you post your page. Do your meta description, and then do it like you would a regular page. And then once you get finished with your post over here, then you would just come over here to, since this would actually be a published, if it's published, then you can come here to where it says visibility public. Not that one. It's not going to show it to me, but you can actually switch it back to draft. And then that way it will remove it from here, but it will be visible in your pages. But it will take it off your home page.
The post will?
Yeah.
Okay. So that way I don't have to delete it.
No. But you do have to move it into a page. So you'd have to copy all the information from the post and copy it into a page.
And then give it a category?
Yep. You don't have to. You can leave it as floating. If you don't want to put it in a category, you don't have to. You can just leave it as a floating page. That's why I was saying everything doesn't need to be in a category or have to be put in your menu. You can just leave it as a floating page. And the reason I say that is if you look at my website, I have over 200 pages in my website. I don't have 200 things in my menu. There's no way. So if you go here to my all pages, I have 187 published. I have 231 total. I don't have 187 pages in my menu structure. I have maybe 35, maybe 40 pages. The rest of them are floating pages. They're freestanding pages that are in my website that people can search for. They're not in my menu structure. So everything doesn't have to be in a category. Everything doesn't have to be in your menu structure. You can just create a page and just leave it there. It doesn't have to be placed anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
only
good.
time you want to put something in your menu is, like I said, if you want people to have readily quick access to it, then you put it on your menu. But then you got to realize how we advertise. We advertise the page we create. We don't advertise our website. So I don't say go check out 5e95.com and find what you're looking for. I actually post, hey, here's what you're looking for. Go read it and find what and purchase it. So I send them the link for the page for what they're looking for. I don't send them to go search my website. Yeah. So that's why we post and advertise our links, because we're sending them directly to our page that we just finished that has everything. The perfect thing about that is once they get to that page, then they can access our whole website. So that's where the search menu comes in. That's where the menu structure comes in. So, but we don't advertise just our 5E, like mine, Shop with Mama Chief. I don't just put out there, hey, go find look at Shop with Mama Chief and find what you're looking for. I send them what they're looking for, and then they can come in and search my website for other stuff that they find interesting.
Thanks, Sheila. That's huge for me. That's great.
Yep.
Great info.
Thanks.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, so now, does anybody have any questions on what we've gone over so far? Or anything they want to go over real quick?
One thing is that program, I couldn't find it in my notes, but the program that you can make pictures,
Yep.
Canva or Canova or something like that.
Yep, Canva. I'm actually
Yeah.
going to go over that right now because I want to make me a Valentine's Day. So this is Canva. It's canva.com. It's a free site. I actually pay for some upgrades on mine. It's like $13 a month that you can go in and, you know, make animated pictures and things like that, moving things, just different things that you can do. Let's see.
This is a paid program, right?
It has free. It is a free program. You can pay for upgrades, but Canva itself is free.
Okay.
Don't worry about HTML tags, Charlene. You won't need those. The program that we use in our website, you don't need it. Dropbox is free, but if you it comes with, I forgot how many megabytes of free space, but if you subscribe to Rory's Click Media, not Click Media, what does he call it? Click Partners Photos, you will have to upgrade to a different program because it is just a huge box. He shares it, so if you download it, it will take up your space. If you just use his share link and don't download it, then you should be fine. But a lot of people will add it to their Dropbox and actually download it, and it takes up a lot of space. So then you would have to upgrade to one that actually charges. So that is totally up to you. Yeah, I do have a bigger Dropbox. I have the professional Dropbox, and I, I think mine's like $199. But I've got unlimited space on mine. But I use mine for other things. I actually have another website that I had before I started, so I use it for different things. My husband uses it for his work, so we kind of go in together. Dropbox does have a program that you can pay monthly subscriptions. Um, so you can actually, I think it's as low as $99, or I mean, $9 a month that you can have, depending on which program you get, up to $20 a month that you can pay for your Dropbox if you decide to upgrade. So you can pay it on a monthly payment instead of paying it all up front. And both of my websites are through WordPress. It's the same thing that we have. My other program, I'm gonna tell you now, I paid in excess of $600 for it. So getting one for $89 was a huge benefit. But I access this one a lot more than I do the one that I paid $600 for. But it's just a backup. And it was already out there, so I already paid for it, so I didn't want to lose it. But I do predominantly use the one I got from Rory for the most part. So we're going to go in here, and I'm going to create a design for, let's just go to home, and I'm going to go to my templates. Yes, I have signed up. I'm waiting for my helium to come. So it's going to be exciting. I'm doing some research now so I can write my page. So for my Canva, since I want to do one for media, social media, let's see. They changed it a little bit. So let's go here for social graphics. And then it's going to give me my different ones. Do I want to do Instagram, Facebook, Twitter? So I'm going to do Facebook. Okay. And then I just want to create my own design. I don't want to use any of these. So I'm going to do the custom dimensions. I don't want to do this. They've changed it. I haven't been in here in a couple of days. And I don't want to do animated. Okay. So I'm going to do a Facebook post. And it gives you the option. So if you see something in here that you wanted to use, you want to look for the ones that say free, that you can use, basically has templates. If it doesn't say free, like this one doesn't say free, you have to pay for it. Some of them, might be 50 cents or $1, $2 to actually pay for that particular template. So you just have to be careful. As long as it says free, you can use it, and then you just manipulate it how you want to. But I'm going to incorporate my own picture that I found. So I'm just going to come down here to where it says uploads. And then it's going to say upload an image. And I'm going to pull this one. Right. I think it's this one. Yeah, let's do this one. So I'm going to pull this image in here. Okay, and then I can stretch it if I want to, depending on how I want it to look. All right, and then let's center it. Okay, so then I can do that. And then I want to go and find couple. This is cute. See how this one has these images on it that's distorted? That's what you don't want. That is actually considered a watermark, so you cannot have that. So I want to get me a cute, same thing with that one. Don't want to do weddings. Just want to do this. Don't want to do walking. This would be cute. All right, so then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to upload that image. But I want this to be, I want the background to be transparent. Here we go. And then I can put, from there, I can put text in it if I want to. And I'm going to add a heading. And then from here, I can change my font. I want it to be something flowy. Not quite flowy enough. Here we go. And then I can change my color. We can get this smaller if we need to, actually. And then if I want to bold that, change that font a little bit now. Okay, and then I'm going to go back here and I can put another subheading. If we want to, we can put it here. And then let's change that color. Let's put that in white. And let's change that again. And then again, I'm going to come back here and grab my logo. That's not a good one. Let's find another one. Okay. And you can always come in and fix it fancy. And if I want to put a background, let's go and look at different backgrounds we want to use. Pops out pretty good. No. That looks all right. Yeah. Ugh. And again, like I said, it just depends on what you've paid for. If you're just using the free one, some of these backgrounds cost money. Some of them are free. As long as it says free, you can use it. That's a little bit too busy. I think I'll just go with the plain background. I don't want anything too busy to take away from the actual message. We'll use that one. So then once that's finished, and you can always, at the bottom of it, I'm going to do another text, do a heading, move it down here, open it up, go back to my template, grab my link, come back and add it here. And change the font to fit. I want it to fit. And stay within the style, make it a romantic style. And I still want it to go a little bit smaller. Then if I want to change the color, that bleeds in a little bit too much. Burgundy, oh, purple, looks all right. Leave it there. Okay, so then that's so there's that. You can always come back and play with it. So then I am going to download this. Always download it as a PNG file. You can download it as a JPEG. Just depends on what you want. These are programs that I've paid for. If you have the free program, you will have these options, but it'll ask you to pay for it. This is my settings that I have. So I'm just going to click download. It's telling me that it's preparing. It's going to ask you questions. You don't have to do anything. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to open it up, see what it looks like. And then I'm just going to save as, and I'm going to go to my Dropbox, open my Dropbox folder, open up my logos folder, and it's already titled Save the Day, and then just click Save. It's saving my copy. And then the good thing about this is I can come here and I can post it to Facebook. I can go to a Facebook group that I'm in. I can publish it on Twitter. Let's do Twitter. And as you can see, it tells me how many characters I can have on my Twitter post. And then I'm going to hit, and I'm not putting my link in my Twitter because it's on my page, on my picture. And then I'm just going to hit publish. And it's done. And I can actually click on Twitter if I want to and go see my Twitter page and what it's going to look like. And there it is. So that's how it's going to show up on Twitter, which is perfect.
That's awesome.
Yep. So it
Yeah.
automatically posted on Twitter. So all I did was put in, and this is another way you can get around spamming, because you don't have a link in your comment, you don't have a link in your post, and you have a picture. Everything's here. Here's my logo that has my actual website, and then here's the link where they can go and actually read about what I just posted, because I'm telling them check out my blog to find out all kinds of interesting tidbits. And that's it. That's all you have to do. All from one picture. Picture speaks 1,000 words. So then that's it. And if I wanted to come back and do the same thing with, you know, whatever other memes I have, it says show more. I have Tumblr. I can put it on Tumblr. If you have an email list, you can do emails. You can send it out. You can save it to your Google Drive. You can save it to your Dropbox. You can actually send it to LinkedIn if you have your LinkedIn synced in with your Canva. And I mean, just all kind of different things. These are all paid programs, so you can actually have a business card created with this profile, with this logo. But those are paid programs. But most of the, like with the social media, you can, you know, it's free. And then you can create a link right here and just copy that link, and you can send that through emails. You know, you can send it through, put it on your Facebook, however you want to, because there's a link now that sends them to your picture, but you just want to make sure you send the picture. The link should always be your website. But there's all kind of different things that you can use with Canva and with the free program. You don't have to pay for it, but the free program is there. So that's how you use Canva to create advertising pictures, and it's always there. So if I go to home, all of my designs are right here. So if I go to all of your designs, it shows all of my designs that I've created. I can actually go back in and change designs if I want to. If I want to change you know, keep the same design and change a link that I have in there, I can do that. If I want to keep like this design, even though I've got it for Christmas, I can actually go in there and change this design and maybe make it for Valentine's, or just make it a home decor. You know, just depends on this one. I have Christmas, but I can actually take out the Merry Christmas, take out and just leave it there. It's still home decor. So you can go in and change your ads as you have them. So it's all in relative on how you want to do things. So you don't lose your pictures, but it's there for you to create all kind of different things.
Thank you, ma'am. That's great.
So there you go. Okay. Yeah, I'll record all this is recorded. So as soon as it's done, it'll be on my YouTube, and I'll post it out there for you to be able to go back in and look at it. If you don't have my YouTube channel, I will post that for you. Give me just a second to pull it up. Where?
Take it. I'll be right in, Mom.
I'm going to
All
simplify
right,
it.
How's your new PC, Sheila?
Yeah, it's
How is
fast too.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
It is fast.
Oh,
So let me pull up my student sheet. I'm still transferring files over. So some of my files didn't come over correctly, but it's fine. So I had to buy me a new Office program.
Really?
Yeah. Well, my other Office program, I bought it when I was working.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have access to I couldn't remember what my old password and stuff was to get to when I left. I truly left. So I had to go back in and create a new profile and everything, which is fine because I needed to be able to get into it. But my old computer still has all that information. I just couldn't find it. And since I don't have, and I called them and told them what had happened, and they said, well, since I bought it through the company and paid an incredibly ridiculous price, low price for it, I couldn't get it again without being with the company. So, which is fine. It's a business expense, so I'll be able to write it off.
Oh, that's good.
So, so I'm going to put this in the chat. Let's see, it's got me. Everyone. There we go. So there's my YouTube channel, and I have all my trainings on there. I'm actually going to do one this week as a side note on how to use the broken link checker, because there's a lot of people I'm finding out that are doing some things they don't really need to do, like deleting whole paragraphs just to find a code that they can't find that says it's there, and it's really, they're not seeing it because it's in the code. So I'll be going over that this week. I'll be
It's
posting one on
actually
up
in
there.
the HTML code.
Yeah, yeah, because even though, that's the thing about HTML, especially if you're in a picture or video, you delete the picture, but you don't delete necessarily the code that went with the picture. So that's why sometimes when you run a broken link checker, and it tells you have a link and you can't find it, it's because you don't have your page in code. It's there in the code, but it's not necessarily visible on your page because your page isn't in code. So I'll be going over that and showing people how to do that on a private
Oh, that'll be
training
great.
I'll be doing this week. So it'll be
You will
available.
let us know?
Yeah, yeah. If
Okay.
you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, it'll tell you anytime I post a new
Okay.
video.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, so you'll get a message either in your email or on your face or on your YouTube that there's a new video from me. So as soon as I post it, it'll send you a ping that there's a new video.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
Great.
That's perfect timing for me because I was just ready to use that this week. So I'm
Yeah.
going to wait till you're done.
yep, so I'll be doing that this week and showing you how to actually go in and remove that code without deleting whole blocks of information. That's really not necessary. I was listening to people talking about that the other day on the training, and I was like, I'll just do one on my own so that people can see that and let Paul know when I have
If
it
you dare
available.
brought up HTML, they probably would have had your head.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I say you don't have to worry about HTML with our system other than that, and it's a real simple fix. But even when you go to get Google AdSense, it tells you to put your code in the header and footer, of your system. We just use a widget and just put that code in the widget on the text side, and it's the same thing. Code is really difficult. If you don't know what you're doing, you can mess up your whole system.
Yeah.
And then, in regular day-to-day writing, commas and dashes don't really mean a lot, but in code, quotes and dashes can be the difference between a link working and it not.
Sure. Yeah.
So for the most part, that's why we say you don't really need to worry about that. I'll show you how to do it though. Dropbox, Charlene, it just depends on how much space you want to get as far as your Dropbox. Mine that I have the highest one, which is the professional, and it's $199 a year. But I know they have a payment plan. I think the lowest one is you can get for like $9 a month. I don't know how much that is a year, but they do have a payment option to where you can break it down into a monthly payment, so you don't have to pay it all up front if you want to get that extra space. So I don't have anything else. So if anybody has any questions on anything.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, now am I correct in saying that for Google AdSense, oh, darn phone is ringing. Google AdSense, they're not interested in so much like how many people buy from you. They're more interested in how many people come to your website. Is that
Yes,
correct?
they could care less about if people's buying from you. They just want to know that there's people out there actually coming to your website. That's why it's called traffic. They want to make sure that you have traffic coming to your website. That's why it's imperative that you start advertising as soon as you have a page ready and available. But it's also imperative that once you start advertising, you get your other system up and, your other pages complete, because they will have access to search your website. And it's happened where people go in and they buy stuff off your website, but it's not your link because you haven't finished, and you end up losing a commission. So just remember that every link in your website until you get in it is a link to Rory or whoever built your website. Put the links in there, but for the most part, it come from Rory. So you could potentially put money in his pocket, which I'm sure he don't mind, but I'm sure that you would prefer it to be coming to you. So that's why you want to make sure you get your system up and running as fast as you can. Work on it as often as you can. I tell my students, if you have time, go ahead and get all your links, sign up for all your ads, your affiliates, get those links changed, come back and then do your modifications, once you got your anchor offers done, and then start modifying your pages. That way, if people are searching, your links are complete, and then you do your modifications. You're not going to apply for Google AdSense until your pages are modified anyway. So, and you don't want to, because it can be discouraging to keep getting rejected from Google if you're taking shortcuts. So don't take shortcuts. You want to make sure that your pages, we started out saying, at least 75% original. If you can get it to 90 and 100% original, your chances of getting approved for Google is higher. They don't like repeat content. So I mean, there are some ad things that they know are ads, like our wine offers, they are ads. So there's going to be some repetition, but even though the message is the same, you can still put it in your own words. If you're getting writer's block, like I told one of my students, if you have to, pull up a blank document, read what's on your original website, and then write it in your own words. Talk about it like you're going to be talking to somebody face to face. Talk to them like you would be telling them about this offer, and make that your page. I don't talk like Rory. I don't talk like Paul. I talk like me. And I want people to be able to look at my pages and say, yeah, that's something Sheila would say. Or yeah, I can see Sheila saying that. I don't want them to look at my pages and say, who's this? I don't know this person, because they're going to know you based on your writing. So you want to be as honest as you're in your writing as you would be if you were talking to them face to face. I find that just makes it easier for me to write, is if I'm writing, based on my own knowledge and from my own heart. I can't take somebody else's words and make them mine, but I can make my words into sounding the way I want it. So that's how I go about writing my page. So if you get a writer's block and say, man, I don't know what I need to write on this page, read the page first, pull up a blank page, either in Word, Note, even go to your Google Docs and open up a Google web page, and then just write based on what you just read. Put it in your own words, or use your own experiences to write a page. As long as the message is the same, the content can be anything. If that makes.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, the phone kind of distracted
Oh,
me.
you're fine.
You said it was more it's traffic, not purchases, correct?
Yeah, traffic.
Okay.
And if your web system, and I hear this all the time, when should I sign up for Google AdSense or apply for Google AdSense? If you're asking when you should apply, then you shouldn't apply. If you know your system is 100% correct and it's 100% yours, and you've added at least 10 other new pages of your own, and you are confident in your website, then you apply. But if you're saying, man, am I ready? Am I ready? You're not ready. You got to have confidence in your system. You have to know within your heart that your system's good and you're proud of it and you're ready. If you got one page that you haven't touched, you're not ready. Your whole system needs to be modified 100%. And
Do
you
you
can't
know what range they're looking for as far as traffic? Like 1,000 people, 5,000 people?
It just depends, and this is just Google. Google is, even though they have bots that run through, you still have a person that actually goes through and reads that data from those bots. So it's an individual preference as much as it is a bot preference, based on data and the logarithms. So it just depends. There's really no rhyme or reason. I got one student, his whole web system is 100%. I mean, he's done the page checker where it shows the plagiarism, and his whole system is 100% every page, and he's been denied twice.
Oh,
So, and he has there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, his website's amazing. So it just depends. And then I have, another student, it took her 4 or 5 times before she got approved, and she just did tweaks here and there and here and there. And then you have me, I applied in 6 weeks after getting my website and was approved immediately, and mine's no different than anybody else's. So again, I say, you have a combination of not only the bots, but whoever's reading your algorithms. So, but you need to have a minimum of 100 pages. I can tell you that before they even consider you. If you don't have at least 100 published pages, don't even try.
and at least two posts too,
At least
correct?
at least two
Oh,
posts
okay.
on your homepage. But if you don't have at least 100 published pages, and out of those 100 published pages, at least 10 of them are not your own original works, not something you've modified from your template, they're not going to consider you. That's just from personal experience, not only from me, but from my students.
10 pages that you haven't done on your own, you mean? Or
Yeah, 10. You need at
Oh,
least 10 pages that you've done on your own. When I say on your own, from beginning to end, title, topic, everything is yours. It's not something that you've duplicated from somebody else. Original pages that you've started from beginning to end. That's what I tell all my students. Now get with your instructor to see what they recommend, but that's what I tell my students. Until they get that, I don't even let them apply for Google. If they come and say, well, I got 5 original pages, do 5 more before you even attempt it.
and
That's
that's
what
outside of the 100 pages, or can it be within
that within the 100 pages. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's what I tell my students. And out of the students I have, 6 of them have Google AdSense.
Wow.
So I think that's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yes.
On our what were they called, the Valentis and Wine Ambassador,
Mm-hmm.
the products in there, can you create pages for each item in there?
Yes, you can. Especially with the Valentis. Now, the Wine Ambassador is like, you can do the cheese. I think you can do the cheese on there. They just have to direct them to the Wine Ambassador page and tell them to look for the cycle through. I got to see if there's actual link for the cheese yet. But with the Valentis, everything that's in the Valentis, you can go in there, and the ones that have a direct link, like the keto, the cocoa, the coffee, the keto creamer, I think they have their own link. But anything other than that, use your corporate link. That way they can go to the home page and choose the product. But you can write it on anything, like the wrinkle cream. I've been using that one. I got it last week, and you can tell, buddy, when I tell you that makes your face tight, it makes your face tight. Yeah, not the ageless, but the actual wrinkle free. I put it around my eyes, and it tells you to wait. You can't move for 3 minutes. So once you put them on, you put it in there, it says wait 3 minutes without movement. You can actually feel it tightening up your pores. I mean, it literally gets tight. And then I just put my lotion on top of it, and I'm good to go. When I went home for Christmas, everybody's like, man, Sheila, looks like you're de-aging instead of aging. I was like, yeah, I know. And I went into my spiel. So, but it makes a difference. Even the ageless was good too. It's creamier. And then I just ordered me some Emulent. I'm gonna try that. So I try all of it. I think the next thing I'm gonna get is for my dog, get the pet one for Herc. He's getting a little up in age and getting some creaks in his bones. So I'm gonna get him some of that. But I've tried just about everything that's on there. My husband loves the energy that they have. So they're all good. I've yet to come across one I didn't like. So.
Okay, and so back to the wines. You got wines for each for different countries that we're allowed to sell in. So you can create a page for each one of those countries?
Yep. You should have one already in your system. You just go in and modify it. Those are what we call our ad pages. They should basically be the same thing. The only thing that's going to be different is the pricing. So I think right now we're only doing the no ship for the other countries for right now. I think they're working on getting actual shipment to those countries. I wasn't able to get on the call this morning because I was still dealing with water heater issues, but for the most part, you can create those and market and let them know what's going on, and let them know that once wine is available for delivery, then they just need to upgrade. But yeah, market it in all the countries that are available currently. Same thing with the states. I think there's still like 4 or 5 states we can't ship to. It's not because the wine ambassador don't want to ship to it. The means that we use for transportation doesn't ship there. So I don't know if they're going to be looking into other means of transportation just for those states or not, but I'm sure if there's a way to get around it, they will. But yeah, just create a page, or there should be a page in there. And whenever you go to advertise, make sure that you mention that country in your advertisement, and also make sure you mention that country in your actual paper, because or your page that you're creating, because what you have to realize is when people search, Google not only uses your key phrase or your keyword, but if somebody's typing for wines in Canada, any page that you have that has Canada in there will potentially pull up. So that's why you want to make sure that you're using, not only your key phrase, but also the country that you're advertising to in your web page, in your website. So that way, when people can be typing in anything for Canada or anything related to Canada, because you have Canada in your web page, Canada will pull up as a search topic when they type in the word Canada. So same thing with the United States, same thing with UK, Australia, wherever else we're getting ready to. Just make sure that you're utilizing those names throughout your web page that you're writing, because that is a keyword people use, even though it might not be your keyword in your key phrase, but because you've used it in your web page, it's still a searchable title, searchable word.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anything else?
One more thing. Oh God, just when honest to God, all my, oh good, somebody answered it. As far as transfer with Wine Ambassador, if you want to transfer your commissions to your e-wallet, are there instructions on how to do that?
I don't know if you can do it to an e-wallet yet on Wine Ambassador. I know you can do it to like a pay card. You can do it to PayPal. Just depend. I haven't yet. I know when I set up my e-wallet through Wine Ambassador, and there should have been, when you signed up for Wine Ambassador, there was a link to go set up your e-wallet. Then once you set up your e-wallet, then it will send you you should get that email every week, Friday, hey, you got potential commissions. Then you go into your account, and then you pull up your e-wallet, and it will tell you how much your balance has got in there, and then you transfer it. And depending on how you've got your e-wallet transferred, like I have mine to transfer straight to my checking account. So once I hit transfer, it automatically goes to my iPayout account, and my iPayout sends it straight to my checking account. Usually takes about 2 days to get there.
But you said you're not sure if it's set up yet?
Well, I was thinking about Bitcoin e-wallet, but you're talking about your Wine Ambassador e-wallet.
Yes.
Yeah, so as soon as you signed up for Wine Ambassador, there should have been a link in there for you to go set up your e-wallet.
Okay.
In your yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And in your dashboard down at the bottom where it's got My Earnings, it should say e-wallet. When you click on My Earnings, it should have a section down there for your e-wallet, or go to your iPayout account. And then when you go to iPayout account, if you haven't set one up, it will tell you to set one up.
Okay.
And then once you set that up, then you set it up to your bank, or your card, or however you want it to set up with.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, Sheila, on that same subject, was finally able to get me into Wine Ambassadors. I don't know what she did. She's magic.
Wonderful.
But I never got that original letter, and I'm having trouble doing the e-wallet. So basically what you're saying is there was a link in the letter I never got.
Once you log into your, let's see, hold on. Go back to that one. So once you go into, because I was the wrong one. So once you go into your Wine Ambassador, so you should be able to go here, and you're going to go to your My Earnings, okay?
Okay.
All right. Or you can go up here to your hamburger, and you're going to go into My Wallet.
Okay.
All right. And your My Wallet, it should have your iPayout, and it should say go to iPayout account if you set it up. If you haven't set it up, it'll tell you to. I just transferred money yesterday, so I always try to leave some money in there. So if you haven't set one up, it will have in here to set it up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And
Yeah,
once
because I was going by the email they sent me, and that's not working.
Yeah, so actually go into your dashboard and log in, go to this little hamburger up here. And when you click on it, you have all this stuff here. You're going to go to My Wallet. And once you go in there, if you haven't set it up, it will have instructions on how to set it up, or it will give you
Okay.
cues on how to set it up. Once you go to your iPayout, it will give you the option of putting in a method of where you want your money to go. So when I go here to transfer, it automatically sends it to iPayout, and iPayout automatically sends it to the place I tell it to go, which is told it to send it straight to my banking account.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You could send it to my account if you want to.
Well, you're generous to do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's yeah, I had quite a bit in there yesterday. I transferred. I was like, yay! So, but yeah, you don't have to transfer it every month. They do have a $25 limit for transfer, and then I think it's $1.50 every time you transfer it from iPayout to any other account. So you don't want to keep charging that, paying that out. So I usually do it about once every month or every other week, depending on how much is sitting in there. So it just depends on how often you want to transfer it out. But I wouldn't leave it in there just to build. Some people did that when we had the other wine company. So when they went under, because they never transferred their money out, they lost all their money.
Whoa.
They didn't pay it to them. And I know there were some people that had thousands sitting in there.
Oh my gosh.
They were using it like a savings account. And so when they went under, they didn't give them their money, and they couldn't get it out. They went in to try to transfer it out, and they wouldn't. So you want to go in there and transfer it out at least once a month, just to make sure in case something like that happens. God forbid it never does, but you get your money. But yeah, there is a fee. I think it's, like I said, it's $1.50 or something like that. But you can set up where you want to go.
Thank you much.
You're very welcome.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Anything else? Any more questions? Are you all sure? We got a few more minutes. It's only 3:30.
Oh, what's up with that?
I mean, the last few times we've been out at 3 o'clock, and I was like, even my husband was like, "You finished already?"
Probably because the stove wasn't on.
She wasn't. That's right. You weren't. That's okay.
Well, maybe it just means we're all learning.
Miss Constance is actually traveling. I'm so proud of her. She went to visit a friend of hers. Got on a plane. She finally got out of her house. I was so proud of her. So
Very good.
she's doing good. She got Pyewacket in daycare. So I can imagine what she's going to be like when she comes back. Going to be spoiled
Oh, I
rotten.
know it. Right.
So, but if we have no other questions, we're going to call it a day, and we will be back here again next week. The only time I'm going to be out is the last weekend of the month, I think it is. The 24th, 25th, I think I'm going to be in Florida.
You didn't ask our permission.
Come visit me.
My husband is starting their tournament season, and they are with Florida, so we'll be in the Tampa, I think the Tampa area, somewhere there.
Nice.
Well, that's
very
a good
So-
sign for spring.
Yep, so we'll be there. We'll be leaving here Thursday morning, so we'll probably get there. I told him I want to get there by 8 or 9 o'clock. It's like a 10.5 hour drive for us. And we always like to drive in case, you know, I don't like to fly that short of a distance. So,
I just live south of Tampa, just
yeah,
across the bridge.
well, I'm going to post, so look in Evolution and let people, because I usually don't go with them on Fridays because that's usually just their placement date. So they just play a couple games. I usually hang out at the hotel. So I'll probably post when I get there, you know, where I'll be at. So if anybody's in the area and want to swing by, we can do a quick training session or some stuff while we're there, and just see what happens. So, but
Oh,
Okay, that's great.
all righty. So, well, y'all have a good rest of your weekend. And like I said, work on your pages, get those edited and modified. And if you have a page that you're proud of and you know it's a good page and you feel confident in it, go ahead and start posting it. It will also, you know, put a fire under your belly to say, hey, I got somebody out there looking at my pages. I need to get the rest of them done. Trust me, the motivation will be there. And, you know, just get out there, you know, like I said, if it's nothing other than just writing your page, getting your words modified, don't worry about your pictures and your links, just get your pages modified. You can always come back and put pictures and links in later. But the most important thing is getting those words changed, putting it in your own words, making your website your own. You should be able to go to any page and recognize yourself in it. If you can't, you need to modify it some more. So that's my soapbox for today. If your page, you can't look at your page and say, yeah, that's me, it's not you. No page should be anybody's but your own. If you still see Rory in a page that you're looking at, then it's not yours. So,
okay.
all righty.
Well, great to be able to talk to y'all.
All right.
See everybody next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Who else? I
Bye.
heard somebody say they had a question, or no? Did I miss it?
That was me, Phil Cat. I have a question in regards to the blogging,
Mhm.
the triple R?
247.
That's under our business job opportunity tab.
Yeah.
Is that a page that I'm supposed to, other than changing the links, am I supposed to change the wording in there?
Yeah, you can. I actually did a whole nother page on that because that is basically telling them how to blog and where they can get a link. If you go to your Brunette Marketing, you actually have a link that you can put in there. But yeah, every page in your system you can reword.
Okay, because I was a little confused. I thought that was supposed to be bringing them so they could become a member like me, to have a
Yep.
PBA.
It is, and there's actually a link that you can get commission on for them coming in. If you go to your Brunette Marketing, it's under Blogging with Rory.
Okay, so I think my page has all those links in it.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it here. Employment, blogging with Roy. And I did that back in 2018 when I first started.
Okay, so then you should be set. Yeah, just go through and if you haven't touched it in a while, go back through and reread it and see if everything says the way you want it to say.
So like I don't know if I changed any of the wording, just the links.
Then I would definitely go back and change the wording. Make it sound like you, what you want people to say, or what you want to say to people about the program.
Okay, so where was it I was looking at? Okay, so the title is Blog with Roy to Make Money Blogging. Does that stay the same, or is it Blog with Phyllis?
No, it will still be with Rory because it's his program. So that's what they would look at. So, I mean, even if you haven't advertised that page, because you've already changed the title, So yeah, it's still with Rory because it's his programs. And when they click on your link, it actually takes them to Blog with Rory's program, and they can read on how to do the PBS.
Okay, so because I didn't change the title Blog with Roy. I left it that way.
Yep. And you can leave it that way or you can change it. That's totally up to you. Unless you've already advertised it, then I wouldn't change it. But if you haven't advertised that page, you can change everything from the title all the way down to the keyword.
Okay, but is it okay to leave it this way?
Yep. Yep, you can leave it that way too and just change your information, the actual wording in the page a little bit.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
All righty.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Next time.
All righty, darling. Anybody else? We got anything else? I'm still here if you have any more questions. All righty. If that's the case, I'm going to stop the recording.